Good morning, students. In this session, we will see about phenols. So, phenols are also hydroxy derivatives. That means even they are containing OH functional group. Okay, hydroxy derivatives of aromatic hydrocarbons. Okay, hydroxy derivatives of aromatic hydrocarbons are known as phenols. We know what is aromatic compound. So one of the best example for aromatic compound is benzene ring. Okay, so when this benzene ring is attached with OH group, or if any one of the hydrogen of this benzene is replaced by OH group, so then that is said to be hydroxy derivative of aromatic compound, and that is nothing but phenol. Hydroxy derivatives of aromatic hydrocarbon is known as phenol. Even this phenol is known as carbolic acid. Okay, phenol is also known as carbolic acid. So because it is extracted from charcoal. Okay, so due to extracting this phenol from charcoal, it is also named as carbolic acids. Understand? Now we'll see about classification of phenols. Now we'll see about the classification of phenols. Okay, so phenols can be classified into three important types based on the number of hydroxy groups. If suppose only one hydroxy group is present, that is known as monohydric phenols. If suppose benzene ring contains two hydroxy groups, okay, then those are known as dihydric phenol. If suppose a benzene ring which is with three hydroxy groups, then that is known as trihydric phenols. Okay, now we'll see one by one. So first of all, we want to see about monohydric phenol. So which contains only one OH linkage on benzene ring. Okay, so the best example for monohydric phenol is phenol. That is OH which is present on benzene ring. And along with that, a benzene ring which is with OH and CH3. That common name is orthocresol. Okay, so this orthocresol is also one of the example of monohydric phenol. And even this compound is known as 2-hydroxytoluene. Okay, or it is also known as 2-methylphenol. It is also known as 2-methylphenol. IUPAC name. Okay, so here if you see only one OH is present on benzene ring and another group is CH3. Due to containing only one OH group, it is an example of monohydric phenol. Now see another type, metacresol. Okay, what is the difference between these two? Those two are again isomers. Only the positions of these two substituents getting changed. Here OH is present at first position, even here it is present at first position. Whereas CH3 here at ortho position, this is ortho. Okay, but here it is at meta position. What is ortho, meta and para position? The functional group carbon, adjacent carbons are known as ortho. This is adjacent to functional group carbon. Even this is adjacent to functional group carbon. It is ortho. Ortho adjacent carbons are known as metacarbons. Okay, meta adjacent position is known as para position. Okay, if CH3 is present at ortho position, that is orthocresol, common name. If the CH3 position changes to meta, that is known as metacresol. Here OH is present at the same position. Okay, just the position of methyl group changed. And even here it is containing only one OH. So it is an example of monohydric phenol. Now see here, OH, even this compound contains only one OH, but CH3 is present at para position. Then it is called paracresol. So orthocresol, metacresol, paracresol, all are examples of monohydric phenols. Okay. Now we'll see about the second type, that is dihydric phenol. So dihydric phenol is a compound which contains two OH groups. Okay. If you see here, catechol is one of the example of dihydric phenol because two OH groups are present on benzene ring. So this is an example of dihydric phenol. Okay. As well as resorcinol. So resorcinol is an isomeric form of catechol. Here two OH groups are present at first position and third position. Okay, but here these two are present at first and second position. So it is named as catechol and it is named as resorcinol. And another important type of dihydric phenol is quinol. Here these two are present opposite with each other. This is first carbon, second carbon, third carbon, and this is fourth carbon. At first and fourth carbons OH groups are present, then that is known as quinol. Even it is an example of dihydric phenol. Okay, so there are three types of dihydric phenols: catechol, resorcinol and quinol. Now we'll see about the third type of phenols, that is trihydric phenols. Okay, so these trihydric, the name tri indicates presence of 3 hydroxy group. Okay, so if 3 hydroxy groups present on benzene ring, that is known as trihydric phenol. So example for this is pyrogalol. Okay, this pyrogalol contains 3 hydroxy groups located on benzene ring adjacent with each other. Okay, if suppose the 2 hydroxy groups are adjacent and the third one which is away from these two, that is known as hydroxyquinol. We know what is quinol. Okay, if 2 hydroxy groups are located at first and fourth position, that is known as quinol. Even this is resembles as quinol. Why? Here at first and fourth position OH groups are present. Okay, along with that, here one more hydroxy group is present at second position. So it is a hydroxy derivative of quinol. We can consider it as hydroxy derivative of quinol. Okay. Now the third type. At first position, third position and fifth position hydroxy groups are located. So it is known as fluoroglycinol. Okay. It is known as fluoroglycinol. So now this pyrogalol, hydroxyquinol and fluoroglycinol, examples of trihydric phenols because they contain 3 hydroxy groups on benzene ring. Okay, this is about the classification of phenols. Now we'll see about preparations of phenols. So there are 4 important preparations which are used to synthesize phenols in the laboratory. Okay, so because we need this phenol for different types of applications, but sufficient amounts of phenol is not available in the nature. So we want to prepare them in the laboratory. The first and foremost method is from haloarenes. We know what is haloarene. So the halogen which is present on aromatic ring is known as haloarene. Okay, when this haloarene undergo hydration, that is nothing but addition of water. Okay, this water is containing 2 ions, that is H plus and OH minus ions. Okay, so when this H plus reacts with halogen of haloarene, eliminates as HX. Now what is left? OH minus. This OH minus is added to benzene ring, converts into phenol. That means hydrolysis of haloarene can give phenol as the final product. That is the first preparation. Now second one, by using diazonium salt. Okay, first we want to know what is diazonium salt. Di indicates presence of 2, azo indicates presence of nitrogen. If 2 nitrogens present on aromatic ring in the form of salt, then that is known as aromatic diazonium salt. Okay, this is aromatic ring. Now it is with 2 nitrogens and existing along with Cl. So we know chlorine is more electronegative, that is with positive charge. Nitrogen will be with nitrogen will be with positive charge. Chlorine is more electronegative, so it is with negative charge. So if 2 charges are present, then that is known as salt. Okay, due to containing 2 nitrogen atom, it is diazonium salt. Okay, now this diazonium salt present on aromatic ring, then it is known as diazonium salt. Aromatic diazonium salt. Okay, now this aromatic diazonium salt participates in a reaction. And see here, when diazonium salts undergo hydration process, that is addition of water. So this water again contains 2 ions, that is H plus and H plus and OH minus ions. Okay, now the H plus of water reacts with Cl minus and eliminates as H2O. And exactly your bond involves in breakage, and even bond involved in breakage between nitrogen and chlorine, so that this N2 together eliminates as N2 gas. Okay, now whatever OH minus is present, that is added to the benzene ring and can give phenol as the final product. Okay, that is about the second preparation method. Now we will see about the third one. Now we will see the third preparation method, that is a preparation of phenol from benzene sulfonic acid. Okay, so this is benzene sulfonic acid. When benzene is with SO3H, then that is known as benzene sulfonic acid. When this benzene sulfonic acid undergo reaction with sodium hydroxide, Initially it loses water, hydrogen from sulfonic acid, OH from sodium hydroxide together eliminates as H2O. Okay, so then what happened? Sodium of the sodium hydroxide is reacted with sulfonate, converts to sodium salt of benzoic acid, sodium salt of benzene sulfonate. Okay, now this sodium salt of benzene sulfonate again refluxing with sodium hydroxide. Okay, that means we are treating it with another mole of sodium hydroxide. Now this total SO3 Na part react with hydrogen of NaOH, eliminates as NaHSO3, that is sodium bisulfate. Okay, NaHSO3, sodium bisulfate eliminated. What is left? NaO, sodium oxide. Now it is added to benzene ring. Then we will get sodium salt of phenoxide. NaO is added to benzene ring. Now we got sodium salt of phenoxide. Now the sodium salt of phenoxide react with HCl. Okay, and it eliminates NaCl from here. Hydrogen of this HCl is added to oxygen, converts into phenol. Okay, so that is about the preparation of phenol by using benzene sulfonic acid. So when benzene sulfonic acid is treated with sodium hydroxide, first it loses water, converts to benzene sodium salt of sulfate or sodium salt of benzene sulfonate, which again on refluxing with sodium hydroxide, it loses sodium bisulfate, okay, by reacting with hydrogen of sodium hydroxide, and finally it converts to sodium. This sodium oxide is added to benzene, converts into sodium salt of phenoxide, which again are treating with HCl. NaCl is eliminated, hydrogen is added to oxygen, converts to phenol. This is the third method, and we'll see about the fourth method of preparation. So in this fourth method, we have to prepare phenol by using cumin. So cumin is nothing but isopropyl benzene. If isopropyl group is present on benzene ring, that is known as isopropyl benzene. So this is an example of isopropyl. Okay, 1, 2, 3 carbons are present. Now second carbon is attached to benzene ring, so it is known as isopropyl group. If isopropyl is present on benzene ring, then that is known as isopropyl benzene. When this isopropyl benzene undergo oxidation, okay, oxidation, these two hydrogens exactly added between carbon and hydrogen. Okay, between carbon and hydrogen, these two oxygens are added. After addition of these two oxygens between carbon and hydrogen, we will get cumin peroxide. So this is what? Cumin peroxide. Now this cumin peroxide undergo hydrolysis. Which hydrolysis? Acid hydrolysis. So only we can also write H3O plus as H plus and H2O. Okay, in presence of acid hydrolysis. Understand? So breakage of bonds will takes place. Okay, listen carefully. Cumin peroxide, once it is formed, then the bond between oxygen involves in breakage. Okay, and the bond between carbon and benzene carbon involves in breakage. Clear? Now CH3C, here double bond is created between carbon and oxygen, and this carbon in turn attached with CH3. CH3C double bond O, CH3 separated. That is nothing but acetone. CH3C double bond O, CH3. Now what is left completely? This OH. Okay. Now this OH is added to benzene ring and converts into finally phenol. That's it. Once cumin peroxide is formed, that involves in acid hydrolysis, converts into phenol by eliminating acetone. Okay, that is ketone. This is another preparation by using cumin. What is cumin? Cumin is nothing but isopropyl benzene. When isopropyl benzene undergo oxidation, it converts into cumin peroxide. So this cumin peroxide on acid hydrolysis converts into phenol. So that is about the 4 important preparations of phenols. First one is by using haloarine, second one is by using benzene sulfonic acid, third one is by using diazonium salts, and fourth one finally the most important one, that is by using cumin. Okay, among the 4, one question is compulsory. That means one preparation is compulsory for 2 marks. Now we'll see about the physical properties of phenols. Okay, so two important physical properties are there, that is about the physical existence of these phenols and boiling points of phenols. Okay, so in physical state, these phenols, lower members of phenols, are always exist in liquid state, and it is containing a characteristic odor. Okay, that means a particular smell they will be containing, so and always exist as a liquid state. These are colorless liquids with a characteristic odor. Now, second property, that is about boiling point. What is meant by boiling point? The temperature at which a liquid is converted into vapor state, that is known as boiling point. Okay, so these phenols are containing higher boiling points. Why they are containing higher boiling points? Because of forming this intermolecular hydrogen bonds. Now see, this is one phenol. Okay, and this is another phenol. Now between these two phenols, a hydrogen bond is created. What is hydrogen bond? The bond which is existing between the hydrogen and more electronegative atom. This is more electronegative atom, that is oxygen. Here now oxygen is with two lone pair of electrons. Okay, so these lone pair of electrons present on this oxygen of second phenol attracts hydrogen of first phenol. Okay, then it will make a hydrogen bond, that is the bond existing between hydrogen and more electronegative atom. So due to containing this intermolecular hydrogen bonds, these phenols are containing higher boiling points when compared to other organic compounds such as ethers, okay, haloarenes and hydrocarbons with similar molecular masses. Okay, that means your phenols are containing higher boiling points when compared to other organic molecules due to the presence of intermolecular hydrogen bonds. Okay, that is about the physical properties. In next class, we'll see about the chemical properties.